Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday. I trust you all having a wonderful day. And this is your girl, Gigi, and I have my 90-day success partner, Andrea.
Hey everybody,
How are you today?
I'm wonderful. How are you, Gigi?
Actually, let me change that one. What's right today?
That's right, I forgot. I forgot. Well, I'll tell you what's right today. I've just spent the last 15 minutes, Gigi and I sharing. You just feed my spirit. You just
Oh,
feed my spirit. You're such a blessing to me, and I just want the world to know that I'm so grateful for you.
oh, so am I. Thank you so much.
I enjoy the camaraderie. Is that right?
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, we both trying to figure out how to take this journey, and we are trusting God is to guide us for sure. And before we start recording, you was just sharing with me what you're drinking because I was sharing with you. I'm drinking my green tea. I love tea, so that's my pickup drink. What was you
Right.
drinking?
Well, I'm not a coffee drinker normally, but I'm drinking black coffee for a reason. I have I went years for with not drinking any soda, not drinking any Coke for a long time. And well, actually, a year and a half ago, I started doing keto, and I got my body healthy, and I learned how to do that and made a lifetime change. So it's every now and then I'll eat some bread or potatoes, but for the most part, the only thing that I really added back that has a lot of carbs is beans because I love pinto beans and I love Mexican, so I get refried beans. But so anyway, somewhere along the way, I got addicted to Coke Zero and drinking. I mean, several every day. I was
Oh my
buying.
God.
Oh my goodness, I couldn't even believe it because I used to think bad about people that did that.
Yes, yes.
And so, anyway, I've been getting off that. I think I've only had one or two in the last week. And that was
Okay.
because I was on the road because I'm not
Yeah.
buying them here anymore because I'll just drink them. So, anyway, I have started drinking a little bit of black coffee just to try to ease me off the caffeine and all. And I'm drinking, I have my water, I have all these glasses.
Yeah.
I have my water also, but the 90-day challenge is not just about unlocking your mind and getting your mind healthy and all. It's about everything.
Yes.
And so thankfully, that's a change that I had already made a year and a half ago.
Yes.
And so this is, I guess the Coke Zero was a hanger on, or maybe I got addicted to that while I was switching to keto. I don't know where it came from, but
Mhm.
that was like one of the last things that I needed to let go of. So
That's interesting because, yeah, that's a great way
it's a big
to.
deal. It's an
It
addiction.
is. It is a big deal. And that's the thing about when you are, going through this 90 days challenge, not only, like you say, the mind, unlocking the mind power, you also have, implementing exercising and eating healthy. And for me, I'm not usually a coffee drinker. But what happened is just like, when I'm trying to implement healthy eating habits, like for not too long ago, I did fasting for 55 days. And what I notice is that, yes, what I notice is that I pick up, and I'm not a snacker, and I'm usually a healthy eater. But what I notice is that I start picking up chips.
Now I love chips. Now I never gave up my chips. Even losing 40 pounds, I never gave up my chips.
That, yeah,
Changed.
see, I'm not a snacker, and so I wasn't sure, how I picked up, but and what I did do is to change it. Just like whenever I get used to drinking coffee, this is what I do to stop drinking coffee. Hot water. Yes, hot water. And So whatever time I drink coffee and I crave coffee, I will grab hot water and I drink hot water. And somehow my mind gets tricked and it works every time. And I quit coffee. I can quit coffee over and over and over, no problem.
That's great. So did you just come up with that? You think of that, or did you hear that somewhere?
No, I did not hear it somewhere, but when actually during our mastermind meeting not too long ago, somebody mentioned about similar thing when it comes to stopping smoking a cigarette. So it's the emotion, the body movement. It could be it. And for me, from their explanation, what I understand is grabbing the coffee cup and then actually the heat contacting with the body is, yeah, so there is something that triggers the brain, something is happening that works for me. And I always tell people, whenever I find something that works for me, I share it with people so they can implement if it works for them. And but I like to drink tea, and I found that coffee for me compared to tea, it doesn't make me that after making you sleepy. I don't get that from tea. Yeah. So that's why I like to drink tea as well. And also it does give me that, boost whenever I need that, kick in the brain. So, that's what I do. But as far as the snacks and everything else, so the way I stop the chips, apple. And this one actually, this person I work with, she was like, you know what? And I told her what the habit I picked up. She was like, you know what? So since you do the hot water thing, she said, why don't you get you an apple and start biting it, and then that sound of the chips could be connected to that. It's making you crave, and it worked. I did it for 3 days and it worked.
That's great.
Yes, and when you are going through a success challenge that me and you going through, you have to pay attention. What are those, unhealthy eating habits that you have? You want to substitute,
Mhm.
and and we know we want to drink a lot of water. If we're not consuming a lot of water, and it's having more water is actually helpful for our brain because it gets the oxygen from the brain and then also the airs that we breathe. So it's very important for us to drink a lot of water. So I do implement that as well, drinking a lot of water. And I have heard, I don't know who did the study, but when you get up early in the morning, to have like 2 glass of water as soon as you get up before you drink no other, yeah, no
And
caffeine.
lemon's in it too. Lemon's
Oh,
in it. The great. Oh yes, it's pure. What do they call it? That cleanses your body or something. Yeah, the lemon is real important in your water. You don't
oh,
have to do
okay.
it all the time, but I hear that it's very recommended in the morning. Or you can use. I like to use both. I don't do it every day. I need to get back into that. Apple cider vinegar.
I do that. I
Yeah.
do that. Yeah, yeah. I don't do it as often I used to do it. But yeah, I use the apple cider vinegar also with my water. And actually, me and my husband, we was one moment we was doing a challenge, a shot apple cider shot a challenge.
That's a first. That's a
Yeah.
first. I've heard of doing shot challenges, but it did not have any apple cider vinegar.
It's apple cider vinegar, and it's like we were doing it like every morning. But yeah, so apple cider vinegar is one thing. It helps. Actually, with that one, I don't know if you ever got a chance to read on the label on the apple cider vinegar. It says to drop a little bit of apple cider vinegar in the afternoon to give you energy on the hot water. Yes,
Oh, I've only done
yes.
it in the morning. I don't think I've done it later in the day.
Yes, it says to drop a few drop in your hot water and to drink in the afternoon for pickup to get energy.
Awesome.
Yeah, apple
I'll have to
cider is
try that.
apple cider is more beneficial. But this morning, me and my husband, we went out running, and it was it. I mean, it was say 60. I think it say 69 degrees outside, but it was kind of when we started running. It was when we start running, but we didn't go far because we both somehow today we didn't feel like that energetic. it feels like it was so, humid outside. So we was like, we did only our, 3 miles, and it was just like we was planning to do 4 miles. Yeah, today we was planning to do 4 miles.
Only three. Shame on y'all for only doing three.
Yes, but that's part of the challenge. Yeah, I told you he got to keep up with our 90 days goal, which is the exercising part.
He's joined up whether he wanted to be or not, huh?
Exactly. He's part of our 90 days. He didn't sign up on it, but he's part of it. Yes. But
Well,
today I want us to continue with our discussion of the book. If you have your books ready.
too.
All right. Yesterday we left on. I have highlight where we left on where it says the secret was as within, so without, as above, so below, and we say everything has opposite, pretty much. And at the bottom of that, whatever you feel as true subjectively is expressed as condition, experience, and event, motion and emotion, must balance, as in heaven, so on earth, and this is the greatest law of life. You will find throughout all nature the law of action and reaction, of rest and motion. These two must balance. There will be harmony and equilibrium. You are here to let the life principle flow through you rhythmically and harmoniously. The intake and the outgo must be equal. The impression and the expression must be equal. All your frustration is due to unfulfilled desire. What do you think about that?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is what we talked about in the last couple of days is that everything has to be in harmony. And now we've added, it's on our 90-day challenge, but now we've talked a little bit about the health side of it too. And
Yes.
that's just another way that we're getting in harmony. Everything about us, our thinking, our talking, our actions, our health, everything, we want to be the best. We want to be in the best condition so that we can have kingdom life here on earth, just
Hmm.
like in heaven.
Yes. And and this is for me when he says unfulfilled desire. For me, I have a desire to stay fit, to
Mhm.
eat, to be healthy by eating healthy, and also to experience success in career, and also to have a healthy relationship, and also my spiritual to grow. You and usually when this is why I'm so attractive to what we're doing, because it completes that for me. Because first it starts with your spiritual part, and when
Yeah,
yeah, so when you start that way, first of all you lay off from trying to be in control of all your path. You allowed, God
you're
to
right.
guide.
It's complete surrender. Yeah.
Yeah, it's complete surrender. And what me and you trying to do is to learn how to be more of that, so we can have actually more energy to do the circle to come about, which is our what I just named. And without having this thing, starting from the spiritual part, for me didn't make sense. And I noticed that the struggle there is and which is unfulfilled desire happening.
Hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, for me it just relates to me, and that's why I'm so attracted to this.
Uh-huh.
So, and when he say that, it hit me because it is true. There was, it's not me and you. We're not just, this just this 90 days challenge, or we're not just this, we, just trying to accomplish one thing. We are trying to accomplish, working out or eating healthy and getting right with our spiritual path, and also getting helping other people along the way, and also just encourage them to be able to take the challenge with us as many people that we can, which we are going for the 1,000 people.
That's right. And it's not easy. we're not gonna lie, it's not easy, because what you're doing really actually is you're getting yourself out of the way. You're getting the ego out of the way, because I want to say, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that right now. I want to do this.
Yeah.
I want to do something else. I don't want to give up my bread. I don't want to give up my potatoes. I don't want to go in there and exercise for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You think that it's against you for a while as you're implementing new habits. It feels like that you're doing something bad for yourself because it's hard to change habits. But when it all starts coming together, when you become that new habit, when you're confident in it and you're convinced of it, you realize what a reward it is, and you actually see the growth along the way. You see things happening in your outside world that you're like, wow, wow, I want to do more of this. This is blowing my mind. I want to give myself more over to harmony, to letting everything be what God intended. It works for you, but in the beginning, I just wanted to point out that it is a challenge.
Yes, you have to show up. You have to show up. You just have to show up, and whether you're ready or not, and you have to show up. And some days you are ready, with everything completed for you, but some days you're not ready. But just like, for example, for me, one of the habits, if I slack off from my exercising path, this is what I do. First of all, I will set my shoes by in front of the door, we like the bedroom door, and I will set my workout gear right in front of the door, because first of all, my mind somehow knows that it's time to work out. So when I get up early in the morning, I will make myself, it's right in front of me. I cannot pass it through. So I will I have to grab and put it on. And it could be just for 1 minute. When you're restarting out, it could be just for 1 minute. But you know what? But the mind feels like, okay, she did it. She did it today. And then and then you set another time, and you get it done. And it's not easy when you are trying to accomplish something good path. So you are totally right on that one. But we just have to start. We don't have to be great to start, but we have to start to be great again. So that's from Les Brown.
Well, last night, speaking of that, now the whole time that I did the keto, I had it in, I told myself that I knew this was a lifetime change. And so I concentrated on that, and I didn't exercise during that time. I should have, but I didn't. I allowed myself to slack in that area, I guess you'd say.
Yeah.
So starting with the 90-day challenge and all, it has the 20 minutes of exercise in it. Now, I used to go to the gym all the time. I loved it. But I have gotten out of it for the last 3 or 4 years, I guess. Man, time flies. So last night, I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? And that's okay. I just realized as I said that's part of the problem. I need to have something in my mind already decided on that I'm going to do for each day. I don't need to wait until I'm trying to convince myself to do something. I don't need to decide then. Yeah. So I just got wisdom. Thank you, Lord. But so last night I started to set my stopwatch on my phone, because I have a mini trampoline.
Yes.
And we have some stuff to exercise out in the garage, a room out there, but this was, late at night. And so, but I have a mini trampoline that I keep in the den. And so I started to set my alarm for 15 or 20 minutes, and no. Let's just start. Let's do it in 5. So I set it for 5, and I did 5. And then I went back over and I did some more studying and all. And then maybe an hour later, I reset it for 5. It's even little steps. It is something.
It is. And that's the thing, is that, like, when you're trying to restart again, it's like, take the small step first and make your brain feel that, energy, which is, oh, she have accomplished it. And the brain likes to complete. So because of that, when you do that 5 minutes and 5 minutes, you can go longer. The 5 minute can turn to 25 minutes, but the restarting is where a lot of people struggle. So yeah, that's definitely it.
But I just want everybody to know that I'm with you. You know, we're
Yeah.
learning new habits too. We don't
Yes.
it's a constant growth thing. And just like she said, do
Yes.
1 minute. Do
Yes.
1 minute. At least you're up doing something and getting in that habit. Then add another minute, whatever it takes.
Yes. And yeah, absolutely. And once you complete that, that whatever date you set, which is like ours is 90 minutes, and you want to visualize it, of course. You want to visualize the end goal, which meaning you do that, being able to take that 1,000 people in the 90 days we're going. And for us, it's like, oh my gosh, just that gives you joy, that gives you energy to actually taking the steps, because you get out of your own self. Like you say earlier, you get out of that ego-ness and you focus on the people that you're going to impact by taking this journey. And however tough it is, me and you, we committed to show up every single day and to inspire people. And actually today I was listening to Joel Osteen,
I
and he was,
love Joel Osteen.
yeah, and he was saying, he said, have a new habit. He was discussing about having a new habit and creating a new habit. And he said, it don't matter how beautiful we are from outside. He say our attitude, if it is not beautiful, he said, the concern to ugliness in us, and which I totally agree with him. And he said, but to develop a beautiful habit and a beautiful attitude, he said, we need to know what kind of attitude do we have, what kind of, yeah, we need to know first. And he say, and don't think the attitude you have today is going to remain the same tomorrow and after tomorrow. He say, you need to grow with your attitude. He say, as your age also progress, your attitude need to progress. And yeah, and I was like, I think I say, you know what, I'm going to share it if this come about, which is me and you now, talking about having a new perspective on ourselves and attitude. And so brought me to that. But I thought, it is so true. We need to check, how's my attitude? you know how's my attitude with me? How's my attitude with my partner? How's my attitude with my friends? How's my attitude? Then then once we evaluate that, then we know we need to correct it, because people give us what we give out. So we give ourselves by looking in. Then if it is beautiful, everybody give us that beautiful. And it is amazing to me, listening to him and learning that from him today. Um, and again, all about our conscious and subconscious mind. And that's the power we have. We need to work with those two, and we want to align them to match our conscious and subconscious mind. And just to sum up, I would like for us to read: if you think like negatively, distractively, and viciously, these thoughts generate destructive emotion, which must be expressed and find an outlet. These emotions, being of a negative nature, are frequently expressed as heart trouble, tension, and anxieties. What is your idea of feeling about yourself now? Every part of your being expresses that idea. Your virtuality, body, financial status, friends, and society status represent a perfect reflection of the idea you have of yourself. This is the real meaning of what impressed in your subconscious mind, and which is expressed in all phases of life.
There,
We Go ahead.
it just brought to mind. I was listening to Bob Proctor the other day, and he was talking about cybernetics,
Hmm.
and it's so exciting to me. I mean, so much of this is backed by science. All of it is backed by
It is.
science.
It is.
But he was talking about the cybernetic system, and the way he explained it it just clicked in my head. And he was talking about how, say for instance, you have a heat pump, you've got an air conditioner, and you
Yes.
go over there, it's 80 degrees in the room, and so you set the thermometer down to 72. And so the system cools it down. And then as the room warms up again, then that's the cybernetic system in that
Tempered, yeah.
thermometer, yeah, will bring that temperature back to where you set it. And he was explaining that it's the same way when we lose weight. You've got to have a picture in your mind of what you want, because we all have a cybernetic system within us that resets everything to the picture of our mind. And he was explaining that whenever people lose weight, well, he says release it, because he says anything you lose, you're going to find. But so whenever we lose weight, the reason why most people gain it back is they haven't changed the picture in their mind.
Yeah.
And so that picture, there's a reason why we do all these things the way that we do.
Yeah.
Why they're teaching us these great authors are teaching us this information, because this is real processes in our bodies.
It is.
And so that picture in our mind is going to cause that cybernetic system to zero in right there. And no matter which way we deflect, it's going to bring us back to that picture in our mind. So that was just powerful to me.
Yeah. And there is a book, I think, Psycho-Cybernetic.
Yes, there is.
I would love for us to also cover that sometime in the future, that's yeah, you coming up with all these great books.
I have them. I'm obsessed with them. It's just
we should, because I mean, this is what help us grow. And also, we want to be able to share with people that are wants to grow also. And me and you have seen the difference between not knowing this information and not understanding them, and also not having a partner you can communicate with, you can share with, because not everybody wants to listen to these informations. So because of that, you understand and I understand. That's why we are so excited about these things, and we are sharing with people. So that was wonderful. Thank you very much for sharing, and I trust everybody will find our information for today valuable. And please find these books, buy them from Amazon.com, and also follow us from the audio version that we shared, and plug in with our discussion. And we trust that we are putting some good information in your mind and your beautiful mind. And if you don't understand these things, your mind is amazing and you are genius. You just have not known yet, and you haven't unlocked it yet. And we want to encourage you, just keep on and keep pressing on, and just plug in and learn as much as you can learn. All right. Thank you very much. And have a beautiful day.
Bye, everybody.